Coming into this series, everyone thought that Anthony Edwards could pull off the impossible, take on a much deeper team, a much younger team, and just let the world know I'm the face of the league. Not SGA, not Luka Doncic, not Nikola Jokic, not any of them. It's me. Man, that ship has sailed. This series is just about done. When you really look at it, the OKC Thunder then controlled almost every game except one, the game they got blew out. In this game here, the Minnesota Timberwolves needed this game, and they didn't show up. Well, let me take that back. Anthony Edwards didn't show up because his bench, they played lights out. For most of the series, the bench was letting Ant down. They couldn't knock down shots consistently. They couldn't give him production to equal the OKC Thunder's bench. Well, they played ball in this one. The bench combined for 64 points. They wasn't the reason the Timberwolves lost this game. It was because of Anthony Edwards. You know, when the playoffs first started, he's been great, but not so much in this series. He had one great game, and that was it. There's no way in a game that you must have, your star player dropped 16 points, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds. That's horrible. And then in the press conference, he gonna say he didn't have an off game. If you didn't have an off game, what you call this? Not getting 20 points is an off game for a star player on his way to be a superstar player, in my opinion. I don't know nothing about basketball. I just be talking. But Ant needs to grow up. Like, that was the wrong response. How you didn't have a bad game? Yeah, I understand they doubled you almost every possession. But you have to find a way. In the previous game, you were making jumpers over 3 defenders. That was a triple team. You know what I'm saying? And you made it happen. So you can't come in this game here when they double you and say you didn't have an off game. When you did, you have to face reality, man. I know it hurt, but it's the truth. He played small. He turned into Kant Man. I hate to call him that, but that's who he was. That's what he was in this one. Kant Man. It's like in the first half, he wasn't even looking at the goal. And that was sad because everybody else played nice basketball when you look at it. Terrence Shannon Jr. came in and got 9 points. He was nice. Conley had 6 and 3 assists. Rudy Gobert had his best game of the series. 13 points, 9 rebounds to go with 3 assists. Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Yeah, the story is about SGA, the MVP. He earned that. But Nickeil Alexander-Walker, that boy played ball in this one. 23.6 assists to go with 4 rebounds. He was great. DiVincenzo, 21 points and 5. He finally got out of that shooting slump that he was in. Naj Reid had 11 and 6. I expected more out of Naj Reid. You know, in the regular season, Golden State Series, he hovered around 15 and 16 points. 11 points ain't enough, but he did all he could do out there. He gets no blame for this one. This one was on Ant-Man, you know. McDaniels, 22 points, 4 rebounds. He was great. Now, when you look at Julius Randle starting to look like the Julius Randle with the Knicks. In the clutch, when it's time to play ball, he's nowhere to be found. He didn't even look at the goal. What happened to him shooting them threes, knocking down them threes? I don't think he attempted number 1 3 in this game. 5 points, 3 assists, and 7 rebounds. Man, putting up stats like that, you can't even come in the locker room, man. Straight up, man. After you walk on the court, man, go to your car. You ain't coming in this locker room. Because that's pathetic what he put up out there. When you look at the stats, man, Minnesota shot 51% from the field at home. When you shoot like that, you should win. They should have won this game. They lost by 2. Your star player plays basketball, you win this game. 43% from 3 at home? You're supposed to win. But you can't win when your star player only knocking out 1 3. You're not winning like that. They shot 78% from the free throw line. They had 41 rebounds. They had 30 assists, 8 more than the Thunder. They had 46 points in the paint, more than the Thunder. But if you've been watching basketball for a minute, you know one thing. Ain't none of them stats matter if you turn the ball over. And the Minnesota Timberwolves have a bad problem turning the ball over. The first couple games in this series, they turned the ball over. OKC made them pay. And they did the same thing in this one. 21 turnovers, man. You're at home. There's no way you should have over 10 turnovers. Not at home. It just can't happen. Randall had 5 turnovers. Anthony Edwards had 5 turnovers. That's ridiculous. You know? Anthony Edwards, 16 points. That's the fewest points he'd never scored in a playoff game. And that dude talking about he didn't have an off game. This generation, I tell you, man, they laughable at times. You know? When you go to OKC and you look at their side of things, they only committed 14 turnovers. They had 5 blocks, 14 steals. That's crazy. 14 steals, man. They had 42 points in the paint. They shot 51% from the field. You can't let no road team come in your building and shoot 51% from the field and shoot an equal 43% from 3 like you did. You're not going to win. The Thunder only had 22 assists, 36 rebounds, but it didn't matter because they did everything else that they needed to do to win. That's what it's about. You know, everybody ate for the Thunder. I mean, everyone. You can't let everyone eat. You have to take something away. And the Timberwolves didn't take anything away. They don't have enough defenders on this team to compete with the OKC Thunder. Shouts out to Sam Presti, though, for putting this team together. 1 win away from making it back to the NBA Finals, man. First time since 2012. Congrats to them boys. SGA put up 40. 10 assists to go with 9 rebounds. You let Jalen Williams go off too. 34 points, 5 assists to go with 3 rebounds. When he scored over 22 points, it's just impossible to beat them. You know, Chet Holmgren, he had his best game of the series. 21 big points, 7 rebounds. He was knocking down a 3 ball. He was active out there. Good game by Chet. Alex Caruso, he gets you 8, 10 points a game. He finished with 10. Dart, he had an off game, but he had a great game defensively. He finished with 4 and 4, but he was great defensively. Isaiah Hartenstein, his minutes have gotten cut. 2 points, only 6 rebounds. Isaiah Joe came in, 5 clutch bucket points. Wallace had 7, 3 and 3. Great win by OKC Thunder.